Curacao.
really liked Curacao.
Never been to Curacao.
It was really cool.
Did you get to the synagogue?
Yeah. It was
Awesome.
really neat. Yeah, and then Dominican Republic, there's really not much to do there other than sit on a beach, which isn't really my style, but you know what? It was relaxing. The kids had fun in the pool, so. Yeah.
I can think of worse places to
Yeah.
have nothing to do. I
Exactly.
think that's kind of the idea.
It's New York. How'd everything go for you? Went well? I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Well, thanks. We can debrief on that.
I sent you one little thing. You get back to me. I sent you for December 11th a Big Dean invitation.
I saw that, and so there's a couple of Tetris pieces that are
Oh, I got you.
that I'm trying to navigate, but I may not know until early this coming week.
Okay. If I have to make let's just go with it, and then if I have to find somebody else to jump in.
That's fine. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
That's
Because
good. So I can let them know.
yeah, it's
So I can move them.
different situation. So should we go guitar or no?
Your call. Cantor's call.
Why don't we get started, and then when you're welcoming people, I can try to get it. And we're on time.
Or just go ahead and grab it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll start in a couple minutes.
Okay. Go and get the guitar. Gotta go get the guitar. Go get it. That's my stuff, just so you know. Make sure it's not ticking.
Fun. And then I was in New York for work for a couple days, so I kind of was jumping all over. Which side do you want to be on?
This side, so I'm not poking you.
That sounds good. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Welcome. It's nice to be together. And so, missed you all kind of for a little bit last week. So it's kind of nice to have a little break, but it is nice after break to come back to Kolami, which I call my Utah family here. It's good to be with you all. So how about we start off by singing how good it is for us to be together. Page 128 with Hine Matov.
Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim
shevet achim gam
yachad.
Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Oh, good. I always need help singing. And so you can help me with that on page 142 with Shalom Aleichem. as we sing about welcoming in a Shabbat of peace, something we all badly need in our world.
Shalom
Aleichem Malachei HaSharet Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Bohem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruchuni L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzedhem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We'll turn back a few pages and sing about how lucky we are to be witnessing this union of Shabbat and God coming together with us as the guests. L'chado D is on page 138. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. L'chado D, l'kra kala, b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zahor b'dibur echad ish miyanu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shemo tiferet v'litilah Yalalai, yalalai, l'chadodi, yalalai, l'krakala, yalalai, b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, lehu v'necha, ki mekor Abraham Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Maaseh Mashvat Tila Yalalai Yalalai Hadadi Yalalai Likrakala Yalalai b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva ore, kumi ori, uri uri, shir daberi. Kivod Adonai, Aich Nigla, Yalalai, Yalalai, Hadodi, Yalalai, Krakala, Yalalai, B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela. I'll invite you to rise and we greet Shabbat by facing the entrance.
Oive shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha, uvetzola, toch emunei, am segula. Boi chala, boi chala, yalalai, la 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 Echadoni Ya la 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 Nikrakala Ya la 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 B'nai Shabbat B'nai Shabbat Nikabela.
You may be seated. This time we're going to bring some light into our Shabbat, especially as now we're at a time where it's dark out, and we need to bring some more light into the world in a time of year, especially when there is less light. And I always pick different folks. Simon, Rosie, I haven't seen you guys in a while. Would you like to come light the candles for me? All right, Rosie jumped at that. Simon, you looked hesitant. Rosie, come on up. Simon, you're welcome to come too if you want. Go on over here. Good to see you, my friends.
Good to see you too. Never done this.
All right, it's pretty easy. You strike a match and light the candles.
Okay.
You might have to go back over it once in case the long wick.
Finicky candles.
Yep, I think you did. There you go. Perfect, thank you. Let's join together. You can just set that right there. Baruch atah Adonai. Yeah, after the blessing. Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu Lehadlikneh Shel Shabbat. Thanks, Rosie. And we will now turn to the Hatzi Kaddish on page 144.
Yikada v'yikadash shemei rabba
Amen.
V'yamad ivrach irutei V'yamlich malchutei
V'chayechon ov yomechon ov hayechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala ba'agala ov izman kariv V'imeru Amen Yeshmei Rabba Mevorah Le'olam ol me'omaya Yiparach
Yiparach v'yishtabach V'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh V'yitalal Shmei de'kodesha Richu le'eila Min kol birchata v'shirata Tush bechata v'nehemata Damiran be'alma V'imeru Amen.
We are going to turn to our call to worship the Baruch Hu on page 146. I'll invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
Yai lai 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 Yai la la lai lai la lai Yai lai 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 la lai lai la lai Yai lai la la lai lai la lai lai la lai La la lai la lai Ya la lai Yai lai la la lai lai la lai lai la lai La la lai la la lai lai Ya la lai Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. On page 149 at the top of the page, praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of tide and of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
ומעביר יום ומהביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב והרביב.
Amen. Page 150, we sing about a reminder of God's love for us and the world that we live in the people of Israel.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם היינו ויורך ימינו ובהם נגי יומם ולילה נגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Page 154. אהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם אני אדוני אלוהיהם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיהם Adonai Elohim, Amen. When the people of Israel were leaving Egypt, they were greatly outmatched. They didn't have an army, they didn't have chariots, they didn't have weapons. Pharaoh's army, of course, had all of this. And so if it came down to a fight of pure strength, we would have lost. However, what the Israelites did have was they had their mind, their heart, and their faith. And they were able, in that moment, when they stood on the shore of the sea, to not only have faith in God and something bigger than themselves, but also to be able to have the conscience and the hope that they could be free one day and that they deserved something better. And it was through those gifts of the mind and heart and spirit, that they were able to defeat this mighty army and receive their freedom. And so I hope we can always think not just about what physical strengths we have or weapons or things like this, but what strengths and tools and weapons of our mind and heart do we have that can create better tomorrows than today's for us as well. Page 158 for our Song of Freedom, the Mi Chamocha. It's gone.
The page.
Page is gone. Page 158. Somebody took our page. It is 158. I'll take this one out.
We all want to be on the same page.
There you go.
Mi chamocha
Ba'elim Adonai,
Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha
Ba'elim Adonai,
Mi
kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Osei fele,
Mi chamocha
Ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Osei fele.
Who is
Like you, who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai?
When Moses and the children crossed the sea, they sang to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Malchutecha ra'u v'aneha, Bokei hayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeli anu ve'yameru Adonai lo le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki hivada Adonai et Yaakov, Ugorlo miyad hazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Turn to page 160 for a prayer for peace, for God to watch over us as we go to sleep at night and to keep us safe so that we wake tomorrow as well to a better and more peaceful world. Hashkivenu is on page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, Ve'amidenu shomreinu, shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, Ve'amidenu shomreinu, shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. The bottom of the page. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Turn to the top of page 162 for Vishamru, and we're reminded that more so than the people of Israel have kept Shabbat, Shabbat is what has kept us together. Vishamru. Shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We'll turn to page 164. I'll invite you to rise in body or in spirit for the Amidah.
Adonai, Savatai Tiftach, Ofi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Velohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevi Geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו ואהבה מלא עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיבה רוח ומוריד הגשם, מקלקל חיים בהסד, חיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מהמל הבעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
170.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך, סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We are going to continue silently, page 172 through page 180, or you can use this as an opportunity for your own prayers and reflections of your heart, and when you're finished, you may be seated.
Feel free to continue your private meditations at your own pace, or you can join me for the evening prayer for peace on page 178. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב הישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב הישראל עמך תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
We are going to turn now to our prayer for those who are in need of healing of the mind, body, and spirit, and those as well who are in a period of recovery. Our prayer for healing the Mishaberach can be found on the middle of page 371.
Mishaberach Avotenu מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
This week we think of these members of our community and their loved ones who could use a prayer for healing. Aryeh ben Yaakov Mordechai, Baruch ben Sarah, Chaviva bat Sarah, Gila Chaya bat Mordechai Leib v'Gila Gitaleah bat Mashachana, Itkefega bat Gittel, Leora Maim bat Sarah, Rachel Liba bat Moshe Menachem Mendel v'Gittel, Shmuel ben Kovsky, Suhai bat Sarah, Tova Hava bat Haya Rochel, Svi ben Yosefa, Yisrael Beryl ben Cherka, Yitzhak Meir ben Yehudit v'David Laban, Maria Allred, Sarah Bell, Ed Bronsky, Rowan Fay, Aaron Goffin, Jan Hausman, Fran Lappin, Tanner Light, Megan Migleby, Mort Pellet, Burren Saltzman, Penny Spector, Adina Stern, Swakt Aking, Stephanie Walsh, Michael Winston, and Judy Wolf. And if you have a name to add, I'll invite you to share when I look in your direction. And if you're watching our live stream, I'll also invite you to share a name.
Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you, Cantor. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Recently, I had the privilege, if you want to call it that, of going to my wife's 20th high school reunion. Yeah, it was actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was up in Boise, Idaho. And so I was kind of dreading it, I'll be honest. She was like, I don't really want to go to this. I'm like, we don't have to. And also I was like, if you don't want, she's like, I'm not going to really know anyone there. I was like, I'm totally not going to know anybody there because I didn't go to your high school. Anyways, we ended up going. We actually had a really nice time because she got to connect with people she hadn't seen in 20 years and people who she was like, oh, I was good friends with this person. Oh, I didn't like that person, but they seem nice now. Or that person was always nice, but I never really got to know them. And it made me think about my own high school experience and who I was friends with, but also who I wasn't friends with. And did I make the right decisions back then? Because after all, I went to a small high school. I had 63 kids in my graduating class. 50, all right, so even smaller. So you went to a school like I did. And the only person I've really stayed in close contact with, there was one girl who lived here in Salt Lake City for a while, so we got together some while she was here, but then she moved away. The only person I've really stayed in contact with was my best friend in high school. And the others haven't really seen in 20 years. Like maybe I'll get a Facebook message once in a while or something like about that, but not really stayed in touch with them. And when I look back at who I chose as my friends, I think there were sometimes I picked friends because, oh, well, that person is friends with this person that I'm friends with, or, oh, that girl is friends with this girl I have a crush on, so I should probably be her friend, and maybe I can get in good with that girl. It didn't work. And, or something like that, or this guy is really popular, so maybe if I am friends with him, I'll be more popular too. And the people who I didn't really always be friends with were people where I'd be like, oh, they hang with some folks I don't care for, or, oh, well, that guy's not particularly popular, so I don't know. If I hung out with him, it probably wouldn't do great for my social status. And I look back now, having some more life experience, and saying some of those people I didn't really spark friendships with were some of the nicest people in my class, some of the smartest people, some of the most interesting people, and people that maybe if I invested the time in would still be friends with me today. And maybe if I could do that time in my life again, knowing what I know now, I would have chosen different friendships. So, and I think that that's something that we all evaluate. After all, that's actually been a major news story this week with these Epstein emails coming out, and a lot of people, I think, regretting a friendship that they had with a guy who was a monster. And it wasn't like they didn't know he was a monster. These people were friends with him after a lot of the accusations and convictions had already come out. And why were they friends with him? Well, he had money, influence, power, private jet, all these things. And now, some of these folks, like Larry Summers, the former Secretary of Treasury and President of Harvard, has now resigned from his board of trustees at OpenAI in disgrace, and other folks, like we've seen what happened with Prince Andrew, is no longer called Prince Andrew in Britain. A lot of these folks have lost status themselves because they made friends with somebody because they focused more on the strength of what he had in terms of affluence as opposed to being able to focus instead on the content of his character, which was not very good. And I know they're regretting that this week as their social status now tanks. And when we look at what we see, what we saw last week, I think it was, last week while I was gone, was the story of Isaac meeting his wife Rebekah. And what happened was Abraham sent a servant, Eliezer, out to go find a wife for Isaac. And what he was looking for was somebody who had good quality of character. And he went all around looking for the right person. And he came across Rebekah, who was at a well and offered water not only to him, a very scarce, important resource, but also to his camel. And then offered him a place to stay and a barn for his camel to sleep in. And he said, this is a very kind, good person, is who should marry Isaac. And he convinced her to come back and marry Isaac. But what do we read about Isaac then? We read that he is stunned by her beauty, and he, in Midrash tells us, he even falls over off of his own camel because he's so struck by her beauty. And then it doesn't talk about any conversation between the two of them, but rather that he brought her into his tent, which is a metaphor that they had sex. And that's what we see from Isaac. And so that's what we see from Isaac, is while Eliezer chooses her based off of her heart, Isaac is struck by her beauty. In this week's Torah portion, what we have is that Rebekah and Isaac have these twins, Jacob and Esau. And Rebekah favors Jacob, while Isaac favors Esau. And what is it about Esau that Isaac favors? It doesn't exactly say, but what was implied is Esau is this strong, muscular guy who also is somebody who goes out and hunts and catches his own food and does all these rugged things. Jacob doesn't do that. And Jacob is a trickster and doesn't have the highest quality character at this point. He matures later on. But Jacob is not the strongest guy. Jacob is not the guy who is out catching his own meal and stuff like that. But Jacob is a deep, deep thinker. And for Rebekah, this is why she favors Jacob, is that he is a person of deep thoughts as opposed to a person with a lot of strength, little impulse control, and someone who doesn't think through situations fully. And while our tradition usually would say, well, Isaac is our patriarch and the son of Abraham, so we'd probably go with his judgment, our tradition actually says here that Rebekah is the one who makes the right choice and that we are the descendants of Jacob. And this speaks so much to who we are as a people, because throughout time, the Jewish people have not hardly ever been the strongest people. In fact, we have often had to fight against enemies much stronger than us, and yet we've continued to survive. And I think that a key to that is because we are people who think, we are people who study, we are people who value intellect, but also we are a people who have tremendous hearts of being able to think about values and community and what's really important to us. And in this way, we're a bit more like Jacob. And so for each of us, when we go out and we pick our relationships, whether they're friendships, colleagues, romantic partners, we have to think to ourselves, who do we want to associate ourselves with and who do we not want to associate ourselves with? At the end of the day, when our lives come to an end or when we look back, are we going to cherish more that we were friends with these people who were able to take us to sports games at courtside, but weren't great people and weren't good friends, but there were neat perks to hanging out with them? Or are we going to appreciate more that we chose to associate ourselves with people of high character and people who were good, and that goodness perhaps could influence us and bless us as well? Shabbat Shalom. I want to thank Cantor for leading our service alongside me tonight, and also Stefan for being our security guard tonight and keeping us safe. And also see my friend Dove DeLay from the Board of Trustees. Dove, do you want to give announcements? Or should I do it? Up to you. You'll do it? Cool. Dove's usually like, no, you do it. And I'm happy to hear that you'll give them. Dove, come on up. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Okay. Oh, we don't have too many, do we?
Not too much right now. It's kind of slow week, Thanksgiving.
It's a busy week for a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean, the synagogue a little slower. We still got stuff though.
So welcome, Shabbat Shalom, everybody as well. Thank you, Rabbi and Cantor, for leading us this evening. Join the Rabbi tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for a pre-service class on understanding Jewish prayer, and following our service, join the Rabbi and Rashi to explore the Torah portion through the insights of Judaism's most renowned commentator. Other upcoming events include: join us online this Monday at 10 a.m. for Faith, Nationalism, and the Future of Liberal Democracy in partnership with Valley Beit Midrash. Then make sure to join us December 3rd for Power and Politics in the Jewish Bible with Rabbi David Kasher, and in partnership with the Valley Beit Midrash, join us beforehand for a complimentary dinner at 6 p.m. followed by the lecture at 7. Our next song circle with the Cantors December 6th. And our Rosh Kodesh Women's Group, My Favorite Things, Hanukkah gift exchange is December 9th. And this is, of course, in your folders there. Let's see. We're currently collecting food donations to support Jewish Family Service Food Bank. And if you don't know that food bank, if you haven't used that food bank, you're welcome to. so is anybody else. This is not just Jewish.
Mhm.
So if you have friends that are in need, particularly in this time of insecurities, Jewish Family Services is amazing.
Amen.
We're also doing a winter coat drive and gear for NCJW Shalom Tikkun Olam program. Bins are located out in our foyer. Thanks to everyone who supported our annual appeal. To date, we've raised over $200,000 with a goal of $260,000. If every member and guest contributes, we will meet our goal, so please do what you can. Registration for our next congregational trip to Montreal and Toronto with this guy, June 2nd to the 7th, is now open, so contact this guy for more info. For more details,
We need about 10 more folks to go.
for more details about these and other events, refer to your Shabbat announcements in our website. And as always, we are grateful to our members, volunteers, donors, and guests for your participation and support. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Also, no, not in our announcements. This Sunday, I'll be speaking Sunday at 5 at Episcopal Church in town on a panel about Christian nationalism, and which is a very relevant topic. If you are interested, you can shoot me an email. I'll send you the details. We are going to turn to the concluding part of our service, page 586. At the bottom of the page, I'll invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא וראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. At this time, we think of those who death has recently taken from us, and those who've died in this season in years past, and those who we draw into our hearts with our own as we remember them. If you hear the name of a loved one, you're invited to rise upon hearing their name. In the period of Sheen, the 30-day period of mourning, we remember Mary Richmond, mother of Dan Richmond, Elaine Cohen, a local Jewish person laid to rest in our cemetery, Alan Hughes, husband of Michelle Goldsmith, Sue Byer, our congregant, and David Roseman, brother of Carol Hockstad. And this week, we commemorate the following Yortzeit's anniversary of the passing of these loved ones: Sheldon Adler, Manya Alder, Joseph Arnovitz, Nettie Arnovitz, Benjamin Berman, Nathaniel J. Broadkey, Rabbi E. Lewis Carden, Morris Haight, Edith Cohn, Sarah Cowan, Sadie Devenoff, Robert Eisner, Rachel Friedman, Joseph Gus, Kurt Hess, Sarah Hyman, Minnie Joseph, James Kahn, Colleen Camisher Robinson, Charles Kaplan, Leah Kesner, Melvin Cowell, Joseph M. Levin, Bernard Leventhal, Bella Levinson, Sidney Marcus, John David Marks Jr., Laura Martinez, Terry MacArthur, Rose Mednick, Teresa O'Pry, Wiener Bergamini, Sanford Pepper, Charles Perizky, Jack Racco, Leo Schalheim, Geraldine Schwartz, Jack Shapiro, James Silberman, David Spitz, Esther Tenenbaum, William Vilu Hockstad, Anna Ziesel Weinsoft, Sally Weinstock, Elliot Mitchell Wolf, Hubert Wolf, and Sophia Yosina. If you have a name to add, I'll invite you to share with us when I look in your direction. And if you're watching our live stream, you're invited to share as well. Zichronam Livracha, their memories be for a blessing. if you're in mourning or it's your tradition to do so, you're invited to rise. We are on page 598. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabam
Amen.
ve'alma divrach v'yomechon uv'chayei dehol beit Yisrael.
Amen.
Yeh.
Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'alam Alame Alma
Maya.
Yitbarach.
V'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh.
Brichu.
Ami ram be'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya. V'chaim al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Osei shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen. Amen.
Cantor, what would you like to conclude with?
Let's conclude with a song for peace.
That's
Oh, say shalom bimromav. Oh, yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tever. Ve'imru, imru. Amen. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Oh, ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tever. Ve'imru, imru. Amen.
Spirit, we're on page 122 for Kiddush.
ויכולו השמיים והארץ וכל טבעם ויכול אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבת ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות צברי.
Chaim.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן.
אמן.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו. ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון, הנה לנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תהילה מקראי קודש, זהר לציון מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנהלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. L'chaim tovim. And we have a challah here. Let's join together for Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lehem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
Who made that one? Is that you, Stacy, or is that Moshe?
Was Moshe?